let's bring on our first guest. As Russell said, he's been with Camp Ta-Kum-Ta for about 20 years now as a volunteer, but now he's executive producer, and they're having a big fundraiser coming up. So let's bring on Dennis DePaul. All right. Hi, Dennis.
Hello, how are you?
All right. Are you eating a McRib?
I am not eating a McRib. I feel out of it. I should have one in front of me.
No, rethink about that. I'm not sure.
That's a good point.
All right. Well, welcome. We have people from really all over the country watching the show. So tell us about Camp Ta-Kum-Ta. What is the purpose of the camp?
Yeah, so Camp Ta-Kum-Ta is a place where kids with cancer can come in and enjoy camping and learn about camping and be part of our camp program. We serve children between really the ages of roughly 1 and 17 and their whole families. And we do various programs all throughout the year, keeping them entertained and lifting their spirits and creating a level of healing that medicine doesn't always create. And we do
How exciting. So I'm thinking that Ta-Kum-Ta, that must be an Indian name.
Everybody thinks it's an Indian name. It's not, actually. So early on in camp's 36 years old, so we've been around a long time. But in the first year, they were trying to come up with a name. And one of our founders, Ted Kessler, Shirabiladu is the other founder, but Ted was working with a group of campers and wanted to come up with a name, wanted the kids to name it. And this little girl was very shy, didn't want to answer him. So Ted would ask a couple of people, then go back to Tasha. And she would say, I don't know. Ask a couple of people, go back to Tasha. She would say, I don't know. And finally, she got so frustrated with Ted, she said, I don't know. It's just a Camp Ta-Kum-Ta. So we became the Camp Ta-Kum-Ta in that Vermont accent of a good old Vermont accent of Ta-Kum-Ta. So that's
great.
That's where it comes from.
That's right. We've got a video to show, so let's run that.
Great.
Times I've asked myself why I keep coming back to Camp Ta-Kum-Ta, and it's certainly, you've all probably heard that's a very special place, but it's special for us also, us volunteers. Number one, we get to go to camp and be kids again with kids. Number two, having been here now for 17 years, I've had the opportunity to watch these kids grow, watch them mature, and later actually become staff here.
You know, so many people that call in to radiothons and just, you know, they know about Camp Ta-Kum-Ta. They've heard about it for years, and they see little, you know, 5-minute segments on the local news, and they hear the radio every once in a while. And that's enough to compel them to give, but, you know, I don't think they have any idea, you know, how far that goes and what it's meant to a lot of kids.
I love Camp Ta-Kum-Ta.
Oh, how nice. How very nice. We were talking before the show about McDonald's, and you said that you have a contest every year at Camp Ta-Kum-Ta?
Ooh, yeah, it's not a McRib contest, but it is an Egg McMuffin contest. And what the young man you saw in front of the ropes course, Trevor, he and another one of the Trevor used to be a camper. He's now a counselor. And Rafi, Dr. Rafi, who works out in California at UCLA. He's an infectious disease doctor out at UCLA. He's actually running a COVID trial out there right now. But they compete and over who can eat the most Egg McMuffins.
And
I believe the record is 15 egg McMuffins at a breakfast. I don't know. I couldn't do it.
Trevor looks like a big boy. I think he could put them away.
Yes, they both can. They both can.
All right. So you volunteered. You've been on the board for all these years, and then in February you assumed the job of executive director. How did that come about?
It did. After 30 years working in higher education, I worked at UVM for the last 24 years. I decided to follow my passion and to work for the organization that I've been volunteering with for a very long time. And now I get to do my passion work every single day. And I feel so much gratitude and so honored to be able to do it. Because as you just saw, the children and the program is remarkable. It's just remarkable.
So you started in February, and then just like 3 weeks later,
yeah,
we're here. We're in my basement.
So, like taking over a nonprofit, taking the helm, and then realizing you have to reinvent every single thing you do in a matter of months' time. But honestly, the volunteers and the staff and the board are so dedicated that we rose to the occasion. We have created unbelievable virtual programs that our children and their families have been in, including a holiday party that we did last night, a virtual holiday party for them, which was super fun. My favorite part, the children were sent, well, first of all, we went to the dollar store to buy nylons. So, you try and buy a basket full of 100 nylon packages, you get questions, But what we did is we sent them to the kids with balloons, and they had to blow up the balloons, stuff them in the legs, put the nylons on their head so they created antlers out of the nylons. It was absolutely hysterical. It was so much fun. It was really fun.
Well, how cool. So you're coming up to one of your major fundraisers next week?
We are. It's the 14th through the 18th, the Cool 105. It's the Ta-Kum-Ta-thon that Trevor was talking about, where you can call in and make pledges to camp. It's our largest fundraiser of the year. So we're really excited. From 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. Monday through Friday next week, we'll be on the radio talking about camp on Cool 105 and really enjoying ourselves with John Brooks and Mark Knight. We have a lot of fun with them. We are so blessed to work with them every single day. They're wonderful.
So how much in the past have you raised during your telethon or your radiothon?
Yeah, this telethon has done very well in the year. I remember when it first started and we were hoping to get to a few thousand. The first year we made 30 or 40,000, but last year we made right around $200,000 in the 5 days in call-in.
Oh my gosh, Dennis, that is so cool.
We are praying and hoping that we get to that same level this year. We know COVID has been hard for people, but camp has been built on small donations. We're not an organization that receives huge grants or government funding. We don't receive any of that. A lot of them are $10 or $15 donations, and that's what makes camp. It doesn't matter if it's a $5 donation or $500. It keeps us alive and keeps our children happy. So we are thrilled with it.
Well, Dennis, I mean, there's not a person who's watching who has not been touched by cancer, and probably a child who has gone through cancer. So we all salute what you do and the efforts of Camp Ta-Kum-Ta. And if any of my viewers out there, if you've got an extra $5, if you can slip it off into the mail to Camp Ta-Kum-Ta, it'd be greatly appreciated. It's very nice. All right, Dennis. So we'll bring you back later on for the quiz. But thank you so much. Thank you
so much for having me on. Really enjoyed talking with you.
Oh, wonderful work. Wonderful work. Oh my goodness. And it was funny. Dennis comes on before the show. I go, "Hi, Dennis. How are you? We've known each other for years. We just hadn't made the connection." It's a small town. It's great though. Oh, how cool. And wasn't that video nice?